Hi guys, welcome to another episode of The Voice of Arm Wrestling. This is episode 4. My name is Coach Ray and I'm together with Jan Samolinch. And as usual, we're going to talk about arm wrestling stuff.
Yeah.
So, last week there was no event, there was no episode number 4. This is episode number 4 because we were in Turkey. In Antalya. We had the World Arm Wrestling Championship there, and it was a week. It was an interesting week. It was a tough week for some, but overall, so much emotions, everything that happened there. So everyone who watches us first time or doesn't know that much about arm wrestling, I'm just gonna talk specifics. So competition was about 10 days, but mostly this competition happened in 6 days. So first 2 days it was junior and youth, boys, men, girls and women, and day 3 and 4 was masters or veterans.
Masters and also disabled.
Also disabled classes. Disabled, they have a lot of classes there. And 5th and 6th day were seniors or open category, as we like to call it. And that was where dessert. So everyone is waiting when the week is gonna end, and we will see some cool matches there. And we saw some good matches there. And we want to talk about some of our experiences, what we saw there. So I have been to, I don't know, 4 or 5 world championships. You have been much more.
Much more, probably more than 10.
And in your opinion, so how was the organization? Like, let's just look at the place. We lived in a resort, Kremlin Palace, and
Swandor.
Yeah, Swandor, how it was, Swandor Resort. Yeah. So it was really good.
For athlete, everything was great. It was close to airport. Good.
We didn't have to wait a lot of time for transfers.
Yeah, no problem with transfer. Yeah. It was a nice place, good weather. Great competition place.
Good food.
All inclusive.
Everything was really good. I think everything lived up to the hype because every time we go there, we don't know what to expect. Everything might happen, but everything was really good. The place where we stayed, I think for me this was the best championship ever, regards to where we were staying and how we were living. For organization, mostly everything was on point. Weigh-ins was late for 2 hours. They had the system problems.
There were some problems with waiting. Yeah. Some teams had to wait for a few hours.
We waited 4 hours.
So if you have dropped 5 or 10 kilos, and every hour counts.
Every hour.
And you have to wait 3 more hours. That's not easy. But
it is what it is. You cannot change everything. But so that was the biggest problem there. Everything else was basically on point. When you was on 4th floor of this amazing place, Kremlin Palace. And
what's important, it was really close to living.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to travel with bus for a few hours to get to the competition place. You have to sit there for all day. This time everything close, everything you can just walk for a few minutes and you are...
If you forgot something in your hotel room, it takes 2 minutes to get there.
Like our teammate did.
Yeah, and just run down, get your stuff, come back up, and it was really nice. I hope we'll have similar experiences in future.
Yeah. With all inclusive, it was not easy for athletes who had to drop a weight. Yeah, if you have to drop a few kilos and...
It's tough. Everything, food is good, and there's so much food, and everything is included in price for the room. So I really enjoyed the stay there. The weather was perfect, 28 degrees Celsius, and every day just by the Mediterranean Sea or pool, and it was really good. And the venue, what I liked it here, we have been to different venues where it's mostly sports arena, something. There was no breathable air. There was very, you know what I mean. It's really all the competition. Everyone's pushing down. Everyone is how to say. irritated.
If there are 1,000 arm wrestlers in one hall,
Yeah.
testosterone high, adrenaline high, everyone's sweating. It's sometimes not too easy to breathe.
This time was really good, and it was, as I said, 4th floor of the hotel, so it was inside, and everything was fine there. I loved the stage was good. Everything was so. From the technical points, everything was really good. The small mishaps with system, but I don't think it was their fault, and they did really good job. I want to thank Turkey Federation, our friends there, that made this awesome event happen, together with World Arm Wrestling Federation.
Okay, more about competition.
Yeah. So the question is, who is the biggest nation in arm wrestling? Yanis, what do you think?
Biggest nation in arm wrestling?
Biggest nation in arm wrestling. If you just came to watch first 2 days of competition, who do you think is the biggest nation in arm wrestling?
It's answer in World Arm Wrestling Championship. Biggest nation is who wins the team title.
Team title. Yeah.
Russia.
But but Kazakhs, you know.
Yeah. If we look to senior classes, to men's classes, or to open classes, Kazakhstan, Georgia, Russia,
and sometimes some other countries.
Bulgaria. This time maybe not so great, but still Bulgaria.
But still, they had few champions there.
So Ukraine.
Yeah.
Also, maybe they have lost a little bit. They not I wouldn't say level, but few stars of Ukrainian arm wrestler were not there. Like who were before, like Babayev brothers, Pushkar. Tainov is not Ukrainian anymore. He's competing for Russia.
But on day first, the first 5 finals, the winners were Kazakhstan. Team Kazakhstan, and it's really impressive. The juniors they have, it's really impressive how they are growing up. But came day 3 and 4, everything changes. So I think it's interesting stuff because, like, I think what they're doing is live fast, die young. So they wanna do everything on table to win, and they don't care about their bodies. And when it comes to age of 50, 40, 60 years old, then the strongest ones survive. So those who have less scars down the road. And then we see Team USA. We saw Team Russia won the first place for
Masters.
Second was USA, and third was Latvia. So yeah, we're happy about that. But you can just see the change there. For juniors, it was close to almost every final, either Kazakhstan or
sometimes Georgia as well.
Uzbekistan. This time it wasn't Georgia so much. It wasn't some, but the lower the weight class, close to 75, close to 70. Let's say 70. There was Kazakhs. Up, not so much. So they have really good lightweight arm wrestlers there, and the way they technique and everything, it's really impressive.
So we can see future of arm wrestling.
Yeah.
Kazakhstan?
if they survive, because that's the question, can they survive? Because come to senior classes, we saw a lot of Kazakhs, but not so much. But if just comparing, you know, so I think they take this live fast, die young style of arm wrestling. So let's talk about toughest class.
Toughest class, the most talents.
What is your opinion on that?
There are, I would say, like there are no weak or easy class in World Championship. This overall level in last decade, in last 15 years, it's improved a lot, and in every class you can find previous world champions. You can see that
some coming up, going down.
Yeah, like some previous champion could finish competition at round 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And even didn't get to top 10. But about toughest class, I would still go with 90 kilos and 75 kilos.
I agree about that. 90 kilos were packed, but I have seen it. I have seen it stronger, but 75 was crazy. With left arm, it was really crazy.
75 kilos left arm was great. Before competition, I thought that Oniani, last year's champion from Georgia, is clear favorite. But competition for this championship went much more intense. With Armenian, Serdekian, with Meshgan, with Zirakshvili Irakli from Georgia. And it was
really good class.
The class went for 5 hours.
5 hours.
It was 29 or 30 competitors in a class.
They started at 9:30, no, about 10 o'clock, and finished the last class.
Yeah. So the class went for 5 hours. That's
28.
That's you can see how there was a lot of protests, long fights, rematches.
Everything happened there. Like our guys, Kaspar's second fight he got was against Zaire from Kazakhstan.
Ahmedov from
and he opens him up and he couldn't finish him, and Kaspar's win in the end. And it was really long match, and they left their souls there. And after that, they were destroyed. And it was really good match.
And same grade was the semi-final and final.
Yeah, semi-final and final was. That we're gonna talk about that match later, I think, about Oniani, because 75 it's always been one of the best classes, most packed classes, but this year, it was, everyone was watching that class, everyone was paying more.
Surprise from me was that I thought that there are clear favorite.
Yeah, clear favorite.
At the end, it was so unpredictable.
Yeah, because we thought no one can beat Oniani at that weight. We really thought that. Because last year, everyone who fights in hook tried to basically pin him, and his arm just doesn't go down. And he can sit for days and then slowly open you up. So now, what Serdekian did was incredible.
Yeah.
Everyone was on their feet, and that was the match of the week, I think.
They had really close match, long match in qualification.
Yeah.
They were last two standing in A side.
I think yes.
Yes. And they had really close match.
Then they had then Bresh had long match in semifinals.
Yeah.
And we thought I don't think he will survive it, and he still pulled on top.
He came back from B side and he beat twice Oniani in a final. Yeah. And again it was false. It was rematch. It was long hook fights. Oniani tried to top roll Zrej.
Yeah, he couldn't.
Zrej tried to top roll Oniani.
Oniani tried to just pin him, and he couldn't move his arm.
Yeah. And it was really surprising. Also in qualification, Oniani usually, when he catch someone in hook, you can see even no change in his face grimace. Nothing. It's like. It looks like he used just 30 or 40% of his strength.
Yeah.
But this time
he was fighting, and that was awesome matchup. If you haven't seen it, after this, go
technically, tactically.
Yeah. Resh did everything, and at the end I was thinking either Resh gonna win or there's gonna be an elbow foul. Because it was so close. It was so close. He had one foul and he couldn't foul out. Yeah.
And the most interesting that he had really tough matches in qualification.
And he still managed to.
Tough match in a semi-final and really long. So his endurance, it's incredible. But he has done it before. In 2011, when he won left arm in Kazakhstan. He won also 75 kilos with left arm. He also was in B side, and he was in final with Kazakhstan with Hasanov from Kazakhstan.
Yes.
And he did the same. He beat him twice. He came back and he won the world championship. So
he has. It was really good. It was the favorite match of the week for me. I really enjoyed watching that.
If Serdekian is still in class, you can never know.
Yeah, but last year he didn't show much. he was like, you know, there wasn't much of him. Like Vladislav was in class, and you were in class, and you just went through him with the right arm.
It's again clash of styles.
Clash of style. Yeah.
This year in 75
There
kilos,
were more guys who were going in.
There were some good top rollers, but I think not so. Not so good, because
in
Sedekian is beatable. He's beatable, but not so easy inside.
Not so easy in hook.
His wrist is really strong, but it's possible to open.
Top 4 guys that left the class were all guys who fight in hook.
Yeah.
So top 4 guys. So in some classes it's all about top roll. In this class it was left arm. Top guys were those who fought in hook.
But it was really fight of the day.
Yeah.
It was fight of the day.
I think of the week. I think of the week of the championship, you know.
Okay. Biggest surprise.
Biggest surprise, Plamen. I think.
Plamen.
Yeah.
Biggest surprise, if we talk about this positive part, Plamen, yes. Plamen Dimitrov from Bulgaria, but he didn't win championship.
He didn't win championship, but with the left arm, he showed that Jacques has weaknesses, that you can top roll him. He opened his wrist up, and it was really tough for Jacques to beat him.
We talked before that Jacques is out of control.
Out of control, yeah, but I don't know.
And this time it was in his weight class. It was in 85 kilo weight class.
But they had the same thing in Europe. So in Europe, again, Jacques played with him. He got him in his position. He stood there for a second, and it was like, oh, but he had control over this. I think this time he wanted to play with him a little bit more, but he just left his arm to go too much on his fingers. Yeah. He opened him up.
He gave Oleg really equal, really like a competitive fight in the final, in his weight class.
If Oleg would go 100%, not try to hold him, just try to beat him, because I don't think he feels anyone there. And Plamen is good. I don't say nothing about that.
Okay, but another question: when was last time you saw someone top roll Oleg?
Okay, never. But
never.
But I think
he opened Oleg's wrist.
Yeah.
Even heavyweights can't open Oleg's wrist. So I don't remember as well when was the last time someone were able to top roll Oleg.
I think Plamen has all the power there, but I think Jacques was trying to play with him like he did in Europe, like he does in other championships, where he doesn't feel you. But Plamen is so strong that he opened him up. Yeah. So if he had a little bit more side, maybe he could
little bit more side, a little bit maybe closer to arm.
He could have top rolled him, but that was everyone was surprised about that. And Plamen is really good. He's a very strong competitor. Every big tournament he competes in, he gets in top 3 and overall. Yeah. And very dangerous. And I don't think you should play with him like Jacques did. And the second thing he did was top roll Zaluyev. This was different. This was no one was playing. Zaluyev was trying to beat him.
He also top rolled Hadjimurat Zaluyev.
He opened his wrist. He finished in, if I'm not, I think 11.
Plamen,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We talked about with him after this, and he said he lost so much energy trying to pin.
Yeah, but he gave Hadji biggest trouble.
Yeah.
In a class.
In a class.
Yeah, in Hadji's way to win his 13 world arm wrestling champion title. So actually he top rolled Oleg Jacques left. He top rolled Hadjimurat Zaluyev. He didn't beat any of them.
Yeah, but he did it. I think no one understands that when you go to 85 kilo class, you're fighting for second and third place. That's the thing. With each arm, if there's Zaluyev, if there's Jacques, it's hard to basically do something. Plamen doesn't care. He wants to beat you. He's really trying to beat everyone there. He doesn't care if it's Jacques and everyone says he's #1 overall in the world. If it's giant killer Zaluyev, he doesn't care. So that takes guts, and he's really good.
Also, I don't want to take anything away from Plamen's what he did, but I talked with Oleg Jacques after competition, and Oleg said he has some pain in wrist, some pain in thumb. So he had maybe some small minor injuries, which gave him some problem. But
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Plummen did a great job.
Yeah, still.
Yeah. If he gains.
So maybe Oleg wasn't 100%, but everyone tries to find some reasons why did this happen. So that was Oleg's reason. But is it true? Who knows? Who knows? So it's yes, Plummen didn't win
any of these guys, but he showed.
Yeah, and also didn't become world champion, but
he placed second and 11th. But everyone is talking about him. I think even Engin put a post where he said the strongest guy, the best guy there was Plummen.
Yeah.
Not for what he did, but what he tried to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is so. Good job, Plummen. Yeah, good job there. Good job.
Biggest surprise from other side, if some negative or unexpected, which were like, what do you think?
What are you thinking?
Kochak?
Yeah. That
also 85 kilo class.
That was.
We were talking before, like Hajimurat Zaluyev, Kochak final for sure. Last year, Kochak was unbeatable.
Yeah.
He just
went to
actually
everyone.
you said he will win.
Yeah, I thought if they meet, I said I think he could win.
He did great at Volts. He did great at Nemirov. He won 86 last year at Nemirov.
But
he beat Marcio Barboza.
But he didn't show up. He wasn't that good at like he was last year.
So he finished at which place? Fourth place.
Fourth place. He didn't get in the top 3, and again he didn't meet with Zaluyev.
Yeah, but he lost to.
Yeah, he lost Ukrainian guy twice. The same guy twice.
Yeah.
And we wanted to see this matchup. Why didn't you train? You know, come on, guy. Come on, man. It's disappointing.
I was waiting for that match, Hajimurat and Kochak. It didn't happen.
Every one of us. So our team was competing, but all the time I was like, "What's going on there? No one's there. What's going on there? No one's there." And
someone else?
Yeah.
Like negative. What about Vladislav Krasovski's right arm, 6th place?
Yeah.
Current European champion.
So I think for Vladislav, he got injured in Moldova or before Moldova, and he couldn't pull it through. He doesn't go. He cannot just put everything aside. And the way he lost, he couldn't catch his opponents. He still managed to get 6th place. I think that's good, but we are not satisfied with that. Not a little bit. And we're gonna figure out what's wrong. We're gonna work to get better. But yeah, we were expecting much more from Vladislav. Just we know how strong he is, how good he is, how much table intelligence he has. But with left arm, the Kazakh guy was just stronger. There's nothing to add there. We need to prepare for that. But with right arm, second match, he said his elbow is hurting and he cannot activate his wrist. And the way he was standing on table, you can see it's not Vladislav's because he changes his technique.
He tried to use at least
something that's working. And from 40 guys, 39 guys, he managed to get 6th place. But yeah, we're disappointed.
It's not
about
bad to get in the top 6 in World Championship,
but if you come for medals, then you go. Then you're not satisfied. So that I don't want to talk about it, but that happened. That happened. You know. Yeah. So surprises, maybe something else.
About surprises, about women's class, Malin Kleinschmidt.
Yeah. First time, tell the story.
Yeah, she's in arm wrestling. Okay, it's not maybe that she were not between favorites before competition. She always is.
Yeah.
Malin Kleinschmidt is a world class arm wrestler, but she is in arm wrestling for 24 years.
24 years.
She started arm wrestling in 1994. So it was class with Fia Isaac, Irina Gladkaya, Olga from Kazakhstan.
Very tough class.
So it's
she won pretty easily compared to other. Yeah, it was pretty easily, and
I wouldn't say it's surprise, but
in a tough class, she could manage it to get it, and sometimes I don't think Fia is very uncomfortable for her to pull. Yes,
they didn't meet.
They didn't meet.
I think so.
But just because Fia is always a little bit better, everyone was expecting that Fia would be the favorite there.
Yeah, she became world champion with some of biggest names in women arm wrestling in class.
Yeah, right there in their peak. And did you saw the pictures? I think everyone.
If you haven't seen,
just Google Valen Kleinsmith and you will see so good.
That's great.
How did she say? Like, well, champion title doesn't change me, doesn't change who I am, and it was really fun.
Yeah.
One more surprise: Mindaugas Tarasaitis winning Artur Makarov.
Yeah.
In final, just one final, he managed to pull him.
Also, Mindaugas didn't become
world champion.
Second place.
Second place with right arm.
Yeah, but in a final.
In final, Artur got him in hook, and he opened him up and just pulled him.
And how easy it looks.
Yeah, it looked really easy. But second time, Artur just paid more attention on his rotation and didn't give it up. Just by beating him, because everyone thought no one can beat him at 70 kilos, because he was feeling like everyone was talking. We talked with Daniel Prokochuk with that, and Cherkasov. Everyone said like no one can beat him there.
Yeah.
And Tarasaitis did it. So great job, Tarasaitis. Great pull. Even though you didn't manage to get a champion title, it's still there are victories in losing, and that was a big victory, I think. Now he knows that he can do it. And in last year's European Championship, he was the only guy that basically stopped him here. He had big match with Christo from Bulgaria, and they drained him, and he couldn't pull anything out of it.
Yeah. Tarasaitis style works against Makarov.
Yeah.
For him, it's possible to do. Yeah, it's possible to do this. Little bit more back pressure.
And we will see what happens. Yeah. I think he has the blueprint what to do, and he will try to do it. He came off the stage, and I like what Devanov was saying: the same thing, only harder. Do the same thing, only harder. But it is.
Yeah.
So
about some new discovery of the championship, like name you didn't expect to see in the list of champions.
I have to go through all the lists to see it. I was focusing on other things. Who do you saw there?
I would go 100 kilo class with Georgian Motsoniladze. Yeah.
In 100 kilo class.
100 kilo class, right arm champion.
Right arm champion.
He came from nowhere. It was last year's world champion 110 kilo class in 110 kilo class, Artem Grishin.
Yeah.
It was Gerano from Kazakhstan in class.
Yes, and he beat them all.
It was Petr Margarin from Ukraine in class.
He was European champion.
European champion, and also Petr was third place, if I'm not mistaken, in a Moldova in open class.
Yeah.
And Georgian.
Yeah. Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
He came.
Yeah.
So Georgians have really good stars coming out on heavyweight classes. All the heavyweight classes.
Alan Makeyev was in 100 kilo class.
Yes.
Sonia from Bulgaria.
Yeah.
There was big names and Motsoniladze, or maybe Georgians know how to spell him.
Pronounce it correctly.
Levani from Georgia. Yeah.
Interesting.
It was first time I saw him pulling.
And he came out as a world champion.
After that, I check results from last year, and he did compete. He was 9th place last year, so it's not like first time in world championship, but still
very good results.
It was first time I really saw him.
Let's see what happens next. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah.
Because Georgians have really good heavyweights.
So for me, it was new discovery.
We'll see how this plays out. But yeah, interesting.
Okay, we were talking last time about possible match Engin Terzi against Mindaugas Tarasaitis.
Yeah,
it didn't happen.
So I was sitting in World Congress, and Engin was sitting right in front of me. And he come, listen. So he comes in. He's, I'm dropping to 65 kilos. Why? What happened? And he said he wants to win in his home country.
Yeah.
And he was looking like everyone would look if you cut from 75, 80 kilos to 65 kilos.
He was about 80 kilo in summer.
Yeah. And even more, I think.
Even more.
That. So he lost a lot of weight. And the Masters, because he's competing in Masters, he can weigh in on Sunday. He competes on Wednesday and Thursday. And Friday, Saturday. So he competed only with his left arm. He won Masters there. He competed with both arms in.
He saved his right arm
for championship.
Yeah.
With left arm, he finished sixth, I think, sixth or something.
Maybe
something like that.
Yeah.
But right arm, in finals, he looked unstoppable. Just this pull and how he,
Yeah.
The final against Kazakh guy was like. No,
semi-final against Kazakhstan, final against Gabrava. He was so dominant. He was.
There was nothing after the first win against Gabrava. He stood like this, and it's like, so you just say what to do and I will do it. And Engin looked really good.
Yeah.
For him, it was 11th world title, something like that.
Yes.
And he only counts senior classes.
And only World Arm Wrestling Federation Championship titles.
He doesn't count any.
Engin won his first World Arm Wrestling Championship in 1994 in Sweden. So 24 years ago, Engin was world champion. 2018, Engin is still world champion. So 24 years.
Yeah.
He's an elite of arm wrestling. Yeah. That's incredible.
It's the power on the table was really incredible. I don't think anyone in that class could do anything. I didn't see how he lost the first match against Gabrava, but they said he lost to Gabrava.
He lost on falls. I saw that fight. He lost on falls.
So
yeah,
the final.
But it was really minor, small fall, and it was close fight. But
but very impressive. Very impressive. And he said he could maintain this weight, he could manage if he could keep all the time 72 kilos. So we will see how this goes. Yeah. Maybe he goes to Zlotito. He said something about it?
Yes, he's thinking about that. We could see Engin in Zlotito.
That would be interesting. Last year he looked unstoppable there as well. And so,
if you don't know Engin, he's most, I would say, the passionate, most dedicated arm wrestler in the world I know. Yeah. He's all about arm wrestling.
All about arm wrestling. He loves the sport.
Watch and learn. Watch and learn. It's
It was really. I really wanted to see how he does, and him coming on top and winning in his home country, and the respect that everyone paid of him after the win. It was really something. So great job, Engin. Great job.
Congratulations one more time. World champion, well deserved.
Well deserved.
Yeah.
So let's talk about matches of the day. We already said one.
Yeah.
So Vrej versus
Oniani.
If you haven't seen it, go on the finals of the left arm and you will see it. This was crazy matchup. The Vrej opened his wrist up, and the one thing we know that you can beat Oniani in hook, but you can beat him in top roll. And Vrej did this, and no one expected.
Actually, when I was watching qualification, Vrej was so close to beat him inside.
He was rotating.
I was watching from side, and from my point, it's actually
looked like there was a pin there.
It's already it was level. I was watching like.
But we are lower and
waiting when referee will say that's it.
Yeah. But referee has different angles. They see a little bit better.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're watching from down. So table is here and our eye level is here, and sometimes we see like this. So
But also inside.
Inside, he was really close.
Onyani was in trouble also inside.
Yeah, what we saw there, Onyani can hold everyone, but he cannot pull. He just needs to drain you out. Because I don't think he has that much power inside. He can hold you.
His holding ability.
His ability is different.
He's not so much offensive.
Yeah, he's so defensive.
He's great defensive. He can hold you for long.
And the first final matchup where he tried to go top roll and then he just gave up his wrist and Vreš took his wrist and opened him up. That was amazing. And Vreš came off the stage. I was right there. He was like, ah! He was so pumped up.
Vreš has done this before. Those transitions from hook to top
roll. Yeah,
he has done this before.
He's yeah. That was definitely one of the best matchups there.
Yeah. Taino, Prudnik.
Taino Prudnik. So they met on
first round, 90 kilo class. Taino Prudnik. It was war.
It was war. It was going everywhere, fouls and everything, and
it was again
15-20 minutes
false rematch.
Again,
protest? No protest?
I don't think there was protest.
No, but
that was war. That was two of the strongest guys there met in the first round, and they left everything there, and there's no power to go after it. So they finished in again some.
Prudnik finished
7, 8.
No, I think 4 maybe, and Taino 6 or 7. But it's still.
They were drained from this match.
It's in class. It was Sasha Andreev, it was Prudnik, it was Taino.
Yeah.
So for me, they were 3 favorites.
Yeah. There wasn't anyone.
But they met in the first fight, and I talked with both of them after competition, and so of course it's just a gossips. It's like just a theory, but they were talking about that that it's not accidentally. That they are like saying,
conspiracy.
Is it possible that there are persons who are interested that they meet, two of them meet each other in first round?
Yeah, because they know no one's gonna give it up.
Yeah,
no one's gonna give it up.
Yeah, and it's just like gossips, but still, could there be someone who is interested in that?
Yeah.
And
interesting. Of
like,
course, the winner is the interesting.
Yeah, as a result of
that matchup,
the lead country of World Arm Wrestling Federation, Bulgaria, the biggest star of arm wrestling, Sasha Andreev, he won without any problem.
Yeah.
So
he won pretty easily.
And also host countries. Turkish champion
Was second. Yeah.
Tunci Basaran, he got third place.
Third place.
Yeah, so
who was second? Maxim
Chersky. Maxim Chersky. So
it's it could have been random, but guys were talking about this that this might have happened because it's it's too interesting that just these two guys meet in the first matchup from 20 something guys.
Yeah. It's about 30 competitors, so it's a possibility like about 5% or 7%,
something like that.
Of course, it's possible.
It's possible, but it's interesting, like
put 2 favorites
because
in the first round, and there are much more chance for others.
Like in Moldova, what happened? Sasha didn't get in top 3 with any of his arms. Yeah. And
Prudnik
won him.
Beat him.
Krasimir beat him, but it doesn't count there.
Yeah.
But again, he didn't get in top 3. Here, he's champion with both arms again. So with the right arm, I think Prudnik chose the wrong technique, and then he was trying to top roll him, and he just stayed down there. He got him in. But it was really interesting. Guys were talking about all of this after the matchup. That it's how did we meet? How did we meet on table? Just like that. Yeah. We hope that everything is fair. We're not saying
it should be fair.
It should be fair.
But
it should be fair. But there's always speculation for everything. If someone's losing, there's always some problems.
Yeah. We have one more thing to talk about. Women's 50 kilo class.
Yeah. So, if you haven't seen what happened there,
It was right arm.
It was right arm. I don't remember the Russian girl's last name. Elizabeth.
It was Diane or Elizabeth, one of...
Elizabeth versus Esra Kiraz from Turkey. And in a matchup, they get in hook. Ezra is in top position, and Elizabeth has a foul.
Ezra already before that, Ezra lost against Snezhana Babayeva from Ukraine or Slovakia.
She lost before that. She had a matchup, but I don't know versus who, and they made a protest because she lost again. And there was already different things happening because Ezra is used to just beating everyone and winning. And she lost to Snezhana, and then this thing happened on table. So
against Russian girl,
they get in a hook. I think Elizabeth has fouled, or she has fouled. Someone has fouled. They stop the match. Elizabeth does this with her arm, but she's not doing anything, and Ezra tried to hit her.
Maybe Russian girl were pulling a little bit, some little provocation, but still it's not a reason to hit.
Ezra did a hit, and she went over the table to basically start the fight. They stopped this matchup, and she got disqualified for that.
At first, head referee from USA,
he said, "Fine,
it's fine. We can continue it."
Yeah. So Leonard is no longer head referee.
Already, or
yes.
At first we will finish talk about and then what Ezra it's disqualification. It's some.
We don't have it confirmed, but there was speculation: €250 fine and 1 year of suspension.
Yeah.
So arm wrestling is emotional. We scream.
Yeah.
We sometimes hit the table. We never hit your opponent.
Yeah.
I don't know, for guys it's pretty usual. We have screamed at each other, hold our fists. It's never, if you do a hit, you get disqualified.
Yeah. I love to watch like how Ezra is pulling, her attitude at table. She's always aggressive, energetic.
But it was too aggressive.
Yeah.
There's a line, you shouldn't cross that line.
That should be as example for other athletes.
Yeah. There's no exceptions for everyone. It was her home. She was the current champion.
Yeah.
You shouldn't do it.
It has happened before.
In Russia.
2011 in A1.
Akperov?
Vadim Akperov against Kerman, also from. It's interesting. Akperov was from Azerbaijan originally, and then he changed to Russia, to Dagestan or to Moscow.
Yeah.
And Kerman was Dagestan, and he changed it to Azerbaijan. So it's some maybe they have history before, but it was same situation.
Yeah.
And one did provocate, other did hit, and then I think Akperov tried to hit him back, and then it's finished with at least a year or two disqualification for Kerman.
You can find that video on YouTube.
Yeah.
So arm wrestling, we shouldn't tolerate it. We are aggressive on table. We scream. But after that, the match is finished. We shook each other's arm, and it's fine. Mm-hmm. When the match is going, we are no friends. This is a matchup. After that, there shouldn't be anything. Yeah. You shouldn't hold grudges about something. If someone beats you in a fair fight, why would you do it? So she shouldn't done it.
Yeah.
She should hold her own because she's the current champion. She was current champion. Now it's Snezhana. So I think she lost there, and we don't know what else she's gonna lose just because she has to not compete for a year.
Yeah, there are lines you shouldn't cross.
You shouldn't cross. Yeah.
Referee.
Yeah. So I got message this morning from David Sheet, and he said that Leonard has been relieved of his duties. I don't know all the things why this happened, but they did this in a board meeting, and. Guy from Romania is now head referee there. So with referees, they changed some rules. They added some rules.
Leonard, for those who don't know, Leonard was head referee of World Arm Wrestling Federation for last 2 terms, I think, for
8 years, something. 8 years.
Yeah, something like that. 7-8 years.
Yeah, and there were some problems. There were some problems with refereeing and things like that, and I don't know why the board did it. I guess they had a good reason, because to relieve someone of their duties, and just to put someone, because World Arm Wrestling Federation board consists of presidents from Bulgaria and general secretaries from Romania. So now the head referee is also from Romania. I don't think that's a good thing. We should have more countries involved. You can't hold everything together. It's like we would create federation and together with Lithuania and just hold all the power there.
Yeah.
So we will see how this goes. I hope the situation will go up, because the problems with refereeing, you know them. There are problems.
Yeah, but Leonard has done a great job.
He did a good job.
Yeah.
There's no problem with that.
But I also believe some
changes are needed. Yeah, they should. Changes are needed constantly, so everyone would be working more. So everyone don't get too relaxed. And the new rules that we did in Congress. So from now on, every time there's a protest, you can look at the video. So video will show the things that you can say, is it there or isn't there? And they used it already, and it worked really good.
Yeah.
So if referee does a mistake, every time you use video camera, you look at it, so you can hold your referee accountable, because he made wrong decision. And we will see how that goes.
How to make a protest for those who don't know.
So every time there's a match and something, let's say we fight with Giannis and I pin him.
That's not possible.
So I pin him and they call a foul on him in losing position. So we restart the match and I say no, let's make a protest because it was in losing position and I think I won already. So they will look at the video. You stand
at first
on table.
I have to pay 100 euros.
First you stand on table, you call for your teammate, team captain, he comes, he pays 50 euros.
Or 100.
50. If the protest is upheld, then you get the money back. If you made mistake, you don't get your money back.
You lose your money.
So now, last times, before the video, there was only what referees did. Did you saw it? Or maybe you didn't. So now it's the truth. We will see the truth. So now we saw so many protests this year. I think even more than last year on 75 kilo class 2, and most of them were upheld.
Yeah.
So referees made a lot of mistakes there. And
they are humans as well.
Yeah, they are humans as well. And right now, I think this is the best way to go with this. Maybe in future we can do something automatic and look at these things. And in World Congress, Leonard presented the pad, the new pad with the curves. So your
more
elbow,
soft?
No,
or not so much. Just a curve.
Just a curve. Just a curve. So they're thinking about changing that for less elbow falls. I think it would work, and we
so
can
from side you don't see that your elbow.
Yeah. So from side there's I think will be a little bit more padding, like you said, a little bit softer. But you will feel when you're going over.
Also you will feel the sides of this pad.
Yeah. If they start to do this, we will need to get used to it because again it's different. You're losing from each side you're losing about this much. So it's like this, and together it's this, and it changes arm wrestling completely.
Yeah,
it changes things. But I think overall, World Championship was really good. We really enjoyed it, and so for next 3 weeks we're gonna do Vendetta specials. We're gonna talk about just Vendetta 50. Igor Mazurenko invited us to come to Zloty Tour.
Yeah.
So we will be there making videos as everything is going on, and making some talking with athletes maybe, and some interviews. We'll see how it goes, but we will be there watching it live and bringing it right here to you guys.
Probably the greatest vendettas we have seen.
Probably the greatest match.
But we will talk about them next week.
Next week. It's gonna be something. So yeah.
Some questions?
Yeah, maybe let's get some questions, guys. If you have any questions left, just ask away, and we will have a few minutes to answer them. So I saw something. There's Shed is talking about how fat he got. So what do you think of? This is that. Better.
We talked already before about the video plumbing.
Yeah.
That was the question.
So about video quality, I hope next week I will get a device that renders my cam recorder to my laptop, and you will see improvement together with microphones. So just wait for it. Everything will happen. So questions. Which already is normal. So I see that guys are just talking one with another. Oh, let's get back. Let's get down a little bit. So, pulley system or resistance bands. So Amir Malik is asking about training. So pulley system or resistance bands.
If I have to choose just one of them.
If you have to choose, like right now, for next 3 months, you can use just one. What you gonna take?
Pulley systems.
Pulley systems.
It's you will never find that one
or the other.
Yeah, like free weights, pulley systems, cables, bands. They all works great.
Yeah.
And the best is change.
Combining everything together. Not doing just one thing. Just doing
one of main principles of training is variety.
Yeah.
It's very important to change things. If you use just one thing, your body adapts to this pretty fast.
Yeah.
If you want to make new stress for your body, change something. So they are both great, but
you need to change them.
Yeah.
Never stick to one thing in long term. This is how you get adaptation, and adaptation is always going up, and then it will start fall down. It's always going like this.
Yeah.
So variety, different things for different exercises. Sometimes you will find let's say your favorite exercise that you do, and just do it in, let's say you usually do it in cable machine. So now do it with free weights or resistance bands. So change it up.
Otto Funk asks, are there high difference between amateurs and pros? We had
High difference.
amateurs and pros.
So let's
Clear up this question.
Yeah, let's clear up this.
Who is you are amateur or pro?
It depends on who you ask, you know. So if we look at some guys from USA, everyone there is pro. But if you ask Igor Mazarenko, he will say everyone world champion is amateur. So I think everyone who has won world championships, who has been on highest level, is a pro. There is no doubt about it. You cannot say this is not like an amateur sport would be if you're sitting in your home country just beating everyone in local competitions. When you go to the highest stage and you're competing against 20, 30 nations, you cannot be amateur. You know?
A lot of champions know in World Arm Wrestling Federation worlds, like amateur so-called amateur champions. They are pro champions as well in a Zloty Tour and other events in Moldova.
In WL. Yeah. So there's a big difference. If you look at let's say, if you look at the highest levels of the class, let's say you're competing in your own country, that would be amateurs, you know, in your home country, you're competing in competition, let's say 80 kilos. And then you take yourself and you go to world championship with the same level that you were there, you will be amateur in a pro competition.
Yeah. So in arm wrestling is just a name, professional championship or professional event or amateur event, but
there isn't any clarification. Someone can become, let's say, pro in arm wrestling in a year. For someone it will take 5 years. It really depends. We know guys who are competing for many years, but they are not on that level yet. They are not there. And we know, like Vladislaus, he came really fast. He was pro, what we could call pro, really fast. So it really changes up. What else from the questions? There are a lot of discussions going on in comment section. Go up. There was one about right on the start. More, a little bit more. No, yeah. So, hey coach, I'm only 5 feet 9 inches at nearly 70 years. Does this mean I can never be a pro arm wrestler? The dumbest question ever, you know. Everyone can be. The height doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Age doesn't matter.
Yeah, we can see in a world level.
Yeah.
You take Vitaly Valyetin,
Yeah.
over 2 meters.
Yeah.
I don't know in feet. It's
7 feet.
It's close to 7 or more.
Or more.
And you take Sasha Andreev.
Yeah, who's 90 kilos and I think
1 meter 60 maybe.
something like that. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So.
And they're both pro arm wrestlers. There's no limits.
Yeah.
The age doesn't matter. We have seen, like we talked before, the guys from Latvia, like Mars Kalais and Moj Subens, they came up in their 30s. They started doing arm wrestling when they were 30 years old.
Yeah.
So, and right now they're world champions in their own master categories. So I don't think any amateur could beat them. I think some pros will have problems beating them. So everyone can do it, just hard work, patience and dedication.
In arm wrestling, it's interesting. There are no like this tall guy or short. That tall is always better. If you know how to use your advantages, if you know how to use it biomechanically correct, that's just you need to find where you are strong and what is your advantage. So it's hard training, smart training,
smart dedication, and the most important thing is smart training. Don't overdo it. Don't. The problem with everyone is everyone's trying to overdo it. Arm wrestling every day, and the arm's not getting better. They get the inflammation, tendonitis, tendinopathy, and that's how it ends. So next is a question under any video. So my elbows hurt. What should I do? Go to doctor. So
rest.
Rest. What do I need to know about strap matches? I never had one and don't know what to expect. Differences in technique, power usage compared to normal ones. So first
it's
of all,
very complex question, not with one name.
So in a strap match, you don't have to think that much about holding your opponent because you're strapped together. You can focus on some things more. So the problem with the people who never pulled in a strap match, they're still trying to squeeze their opponent when they doesn't need to. They can apply forces to different angles. You love to, you love to fight in a strap because Jans feels much better. He can activate everything more there.
If we compare that to powerlifting, it's like doing deadlifts with straps.
Yeah.
So
that's good analogy. That's a good one. Because, you don't have to hold your opponent, and
not so much anymore. Still, of course, fingers are important.
Yeah.
In straps, your wrist strength are much more important than without straps.
Can you?
Yeah, you can use more your back pressure, but this example of deadlift without straps and straps, it's actually
really good.
Works as well on the table.
Yeah. So, but if you want to get better at straps, pull at straps. Just train. Yeah. You need to get the feel, and when you have enough knowledge, you will understand how to basically use the strap against your opponent. How just by pulling this point on this point, he will hold you, and he will be inside your arm, and you can do whatever you want.
If you watch, for example, this year's World Arm Wrestling Federation Championship Finals, I believe biggest part of fights, like really important fights, are in straps. So same in training.
Yeah. So
at least 50% of your table time should be in straps.
Yeah. If because sometimes we have guys that come to company. I never had straps on. It's like, why? Why didn't train? We just hold each other, and they get used to this, and strap is put on, and they don't know what to do. So you want to get better at strap, just start pulling at strap with straps on.
Okay.
Yeah, that's enough for today.
That's enough.
Yeah, so guys, we need to wrap this up. Thank you for watching. We will be here next week. We're gonna talk about vendetta.
Yeah.
Biggest vendetta in history. And yeah, stay strong and love arm wrestling, guys.
Take care.